folks, welcome to the Whisky Hunter. This week I'm doing my first head-to-head-to-head, where I'll be sampling 3 different whiskeys and picking my favorite. I've never even done a head-to-head, so this is a head-to-head-to-head. I didn't want to bother with a head-to-head. I'm doing a head-to-head-to-head. And all 3 of my whiskeys are brought to you by Whisky Quarterly Ontario, which is a craft spirits membership club. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into these spirits, and we gotta go because we got lots to do. I'm the whiskey the Whisky Hunter. So like I said, I'm very happy to be teaming up with Whisky Quarterly Ontario, WQO. There's a shirt. This week, to explain a little bit further about what they do, here is the founder of WQO himself, Brendan Waller.
Hey Chris, how's it going? Yeah, Whisky Quarterly Ontario started as a whiskey group about coming up on 4 years ago, it's hard to believe, and has now shifted into a craft spirits membership site here in Ontario. So the idea is for anybody, whether you're new to the world of whiskey or whether you're experienced in the world of spirits, if you want to add something unique to your collection and be able to really enjoy the unique stories and flavors that the craft distillery industry is providing, then it's a great opportunity to get together with like-minded individuals and share in that experience.
I'm also very huge fan of whiskeys, bourbons, spirits, brown spirits, and very passionate about it. But Brendan is kind of like took it next level by starting this craft spirits club, and I wanted to know why. So, Brendan, why did you start WQO?
So I started Whisky Quarterly Ontario, as I said, about coming up on 4 years ago, and it evolved out of a whiskey tasting that we had done at my place. Following that, we kind of did these quarterly rotations in which I worked closely with a colleague of mine and one of the product managers at the LCBO to provide unique selections from their existing whiskey catalog. But what I heard time and time again from everybody who was involved in this is, very cool, like what we're doing, but I want to get something that I can't get off the shelf. So that led me to kind of go through the process of getting my licensing and going through the process of enlisting distilleries. I really wanted to bring unique craft spirits to Ontario, and that's not only because I thought it was kind of an interesting opportunity, but I'm a consumer myself, so I wanted to be able to enjoy the stories and the spirits and be able to have people come over and say, hey, what's that? And be able to walk them through that experience together.
Folks, right now we're going head to head with 3 of those very unique craft spirits. First up, so we're gonna sample taste all 3, and then I'm gonna pick the winner. First up, Broken Top Bourbon Whiskey from Cascade Street Distillery in Sisters, Oregon. I've never tried any whiskey from Oregon. This is pretty cool. 43% ABV. Really sleek, simple looking bottle. Really like it. Some nice artwork on the front. Just a simple bottle. This is my favorite type of packaging. Simple, kind of cute, kind of cool. Really dig it. So Broken Top, or Cascade Street, was one of the first distilleries to join up with WQO. It's a family-run distillery, and their kind of agenda was they wanted to distill the flavors of Sisters, Oregon, and get it right into a bottle. So let's see how that works. Okay, I've already got myself poured up here. Gonna go right in on the nose, folks. Getting right to work here. So right away, I mean, I've sampled these 3 bottles a few times this week. This is actually my 3rd sampling. So right away, the Broken Top, it's super light on the, it gives you like a light feel on the nose. A little bit of honey, a little bit of lemon. I think a couple days ago when I did it with my first tasting, I was a little bit stuffed up, and I kept on getting a peachiness, and I'm not getting that today. Just getting like the honey, the lemon, some caramel, and a little hint of spice, but a lot of sweetness, like like a candy kind of sweetness. So nice and light, candy sweet vibes on the nose. Going in for a sip. So that lightness, ooh, and the smoothness carries over right into the palate. Very light, very smooth. The candy sweetness still there. Some caramel comes in pretty strong. Oh man, I've been enjoying this one. That spice that was kind of on the nose, kind of sneaking in again on the palate, but it's like a teaser spice. It's not really there right away, but when you get to the finish, ooh, nice long finish. Candy sweetness stays, little kick of spice at the end. The spice, oh, really nice. Really nice. The candy sweetness is there right from the beginning, right in the nose, right in the palate, right to the end. But you're almost getting teased with the spice. A little bit on the nose, a little bit more on the palate, and on the finish, the spice comes right in. Really nice balance between the sweet and the spice. And really, like I said, light on the mouthfeel, really easy drinking. One more sip, just for good measure. Oh man, the sweetness, the caramel, still there. A little bit of spice, nice long finish. Broken Top Bourbon Whiskey, bottle number 1, folks. Let's move on to bottle number 2. Folks, bottle number 2 coming up. Ancient Grains Quarter Cask by Devine Spirits out of Vancouver Island in Canada. So the only Canadian whiskey in my head-to-head-to-head. So we did American, and then we're doing the Canadian, and we're doing another American whiskey. Let me just read this to you right on the bottle. We distilled organic BC barley, spelt, emmer, kerosene, and einkorn, the ancestors of all modern grains, into one of the most unique and flavorful whiskeys you will ever taste. Apparently a very unique, modern, alternative techniques to make this, alternative grains. Let's check it out. Cool bottle, little pudge stir. I like it. Already poured up in my Whisky Quarterly Ontario member glass. So there's my Glencairn glass. And can you see glass? This is not a glass. This is a glass. You see right here it says, can you see that? You can't see that. It says member number 7. So I'm officially member number 7. Lucky number 7. Going right in on the nose, folks. Excited about this nose because this is one of the nicest noses I've smelt in a while. So I get some lemon zest, some butterscotch, some vanilla. But the key to this nose, well, there's a couple keys. One of the keys to this nose is there's a very subtle, kind of misty smoke to it. Like a summery smoke. Reminds me of like a summer campfire, like a campfire, but like in the daytime. Does that make sense? You typically have your campfires at nighttime, but if you were like, forget about that, it's hot out, I also want to have a campfire so I can put some s'mores on, some hot dogs. This is the smell I'm getting off this. Oof. The nose on this Ancient Grains, I mean, you got to get one of these bottles just to smell this thing. And when you're done sipping this and the glass is just sitting there and you pick it up and you smell it even after, whoo, what's that called? The smell after you've done drinking. Is that also called nosing it? Is that like an after nose? Post nose? The post nose on this is really nice, but in all seriousness, the nose on this, oof, smokiness, butterscotch, going in. Butterscotch, right there. Silky smooth, a little bit of a peppery punch. The smoke, I didn't notice that. The smoke kind of goes away. So this is a bit of a mystery, this one, folks, this Ancient Grains. So on the palate, the butterscotch stays, the pepper kicks in, the smoke kind of goes away, and what you're getting on the palate, the complexity to the different tastes, it's pulling your palate kind of all over the place. and you're kind of a little bit confused for a second, not in a bad way, you're just kind of like, confused is the wrong word, kind of intrigued, and on the finish, the butterscotch stays, a little bit of spice at the end. It's a medium finish, but what happens on the finish is that kind of intrigue and the complexity on the palate is resolved somehow. This is like one of those ones where you just want to, I'm done already. Makes you want to pour another one. Beautiful nose, but the complexity of the palate, it's just really intriguing. You have to kind of taste it for yourself. I don't want to say too much more about the St. Germain's because I'm in the middle of a heated head-to-head competition right now. Very unique whiskey. I stop talking. Moving on to number 3. And finally, folks, bottle number 3, Ironclad small batch bourbon whiskey coming up. Third bottle in our head-to-head from Newport News, Virginia. It says 45% ABV on the bottle, but right here it says 46.1%. So the strongest of the 3 bottles. Ironclad, named after ironclad Navy ships. It's got this cool thing with the bottle, with the label on this top here. You can, where is she? Peel this back, and you have a nice blueprint for one of the ironclad Navy vessels that it's named after. Only thing about this little peel back situation is once it peels back, it doesn't peel front. You know what I mean? So it kind of stays unpeeled. Not that big of a deal. I like the bottle though. I like the look. Could probably just tape this back up. I love the wax on the bottles. Ironclad, we make authentic bourbon. That's it. Nothing else. It's our Ironclad rule. Let's check it out. Last one of our head-to-head, folks. Ironclad small batch bourbon whiskey going in. So right away, the Ironclad, maybe because it's 46%, it's a bit darker, heavier on the nose, like a heavier, darker aura almost. I mean, compared to these past 2. Some caramel, nice, some nice floral hints, a little bit of orange creeping in. And like the ancient grains, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of a sweet smoke. Really nice. Going in for a sip, my last sippity sip, folks. So cheers to everyone at home. One of the smoothest, pardon the expression, just went down the wrong way. One of the smoothest of the 3 on the palate. I'd say this and Broken Top are the smoothest. On the mouthfeel, I mean. But on the palate, the orange, hints of orange you get on the, oh man, the hints of orange you get on the nose come stronger on the palate. You get some, like a dark chocolate. It's almost like a dark orange chocolate you get on the palate, and it is beautiful. One of the nicest palates of the 3 in my head-to-head. That orange dark chocolate is very prominent for me, and it's like I said, this is my 3rd tasting. Every time I go back to it, it's just like right there. And not in a desserty way, just in a really, really nice, bold kind of way. It's there, it's present, and it's means business. And now all I'm getting is orange. Everywhere is orange, and I like it. Ooh, the orange and caramel and the dark chocolate is super sweet. One more time, let's check out the finish. A little bit of butterscotch at the end. Nice long finish. That orange chocolate rides you right out to the end. Man, this Ironclad and the orange dark chocolate vibe is kind of killing me in a good way. So now, enough talking. We have to decide which of the 3 is better in our head-to-head. Let's get to the conclusion, folks. Okay, folks, This is difficult. My first head-to-head-to-head. I've never had to pick a favorite, especially on a review. First up, the Broken Top. Like I said, going back over my notes, very easy drinking. The sweet spice balance was perfect. The mouthfeel, the lightness and the sweetness was great. It's almost like I equate it to like a happy whiskey, like the type of whiskey. It's just so nice and light and sweet and fun that when you drink it, you feel happy. That's coming out of my summary on the Broken Top. We had the Ancient Grains. Like I said about the Ancient Grains, this is my glass, the Post Nose. I mean, this thing, with this, you could almost sell this thing. Oh, the nose on the Ancient Grains was exceptional. Yes, the palate, you do get taken on a little bit of a journey on the palate. There's a lot of great things happening on the palate. You get taken on this little journey, and then it comes to the finish, there's a resolve, and you're just kind of, you're satisfied that you drank this whiskey. You want to drink more. And then you have the Ironclad. The palate was wonderful. The palate and the finish, wonderful. The dark chocolate vibe was kind of slaying me a little bit. Really nice whiskey, but I can only pick one. As my fave, folks, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a two-way tie for the two American whiskeys, and I am Canadian, I'm not being biased. The two American whiskeys, the Broken Top and the Ironclad, are gonna finish second each. I loved all three expressions I've been reviewing today, but I'm gonna give second place to these two, and I'm going to give first place to the Ancient Grains. Just because, like I said, the nose on this is just, it's exceptional. The nose and the palate and the finish kind of had all three elements for me. I like a whiskey that kind of takes you on a little bit of a journey through the tasting process. And not only did it have the nose and the palate and the finish, it also had the post nose. So I'm gonna have to give it to Ancient Grains, but mega kudos to everyone. Cascade Street, Ironclad, Devine Spirits. What a great 3 bottles that I got to review today, and obviously to Whisky Quarterly Ontario, because I wouldn't be reviewing these 3 bottles if it weren't for you, Brendan. So that's it, folks. Winner, my first head-to-head-to-head, Ancient Grains quarter cask. Booyah! There you have it, folks. Super duper special thanks to Brendan Waller and Whisky Quarterly Ontario setting this whole thing up for me. Please check them out, folks, online. There's a very affordable membership fee. You get access to their entire range of craft distilleries. You can check out bottles like I checked out today, or many more. So please check them out. Like I said, I'm not just promoting them, I'm also a member number 7. Thanks again to Broken Top, Ironclad, Ancient Grains. Folks, that's it. My first head-to-head-to-head. One day I'd like to do a head-to-head-to-head-to-head. And maybe even a head-to-head. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, comment. Let me know if you've tried any of these whiskeys. Let me know which whiskey you'd like me to get a hold of, and I'd be down to review it. Until next time, folks, happy whiskey hunting. 'Cause I'm the whiskey